Welcome to day 13 of our journey down the road to the NBA trade deadline, a video series where I'm talking a new trade every day for the 2 weeks leading up to the trade deadline itself on February 8th. You want to see the rest of those videos, I'll pop a card up in the top right with the playlist for all of these so you can see some of these ideas. But basically, the first week I was proposing trades that I hadn't really seen reported too much, and this week I am kind of playing Armchair GM and looking at trades from Fanspo. So we're today going to take a look at none other than the Golden State Warriors, because a lot of people have been talking about them making moves, and we haven't heard a whole lot as far as like actual concrete stuff. Now this is Wayno Potato, I hope, proposing a trade between the Trailblazers and the Warriors. And this is something I don't know that is super unlikely, but is definitely something that wouldn't be too crazy. A lot of people have been talking about Jermi Grant. I think it definitely in a much less degree, but I do think he's in a similar boat, kind of moving forward, that Zach LaVine finds himself in. That Zach LaVine's a good player, his contract's a little iffy, quite a bit iffy. Jermi Grant's a good player, his contract is just a little bit iffy. I think a lot of teams could make it work, but the Warriors are one that are fine with big contracts, and this would be one they could probably stomach pretty easily comparative to what they've got. So the Warriors get Jermi Grant, a big wing, definitely a guy that would help them out, especially if they're kind of clearing space in their lineup, and Malcolm Brogdon. So you effectively get a younger guy that, or by comparison to Chris Paul, a younger guy that can kind of lead that offense if need be, if you want to kind of keep with that situation where Steph's kind of purely at the two. Then you get Jermi Grant on the other side of it, right? You're still not playing big, you're still playing the small ball you like to play, but you have younger guys that are a little bit more athletically there, right? Then you're sending out Klay Thompson's contract, which you're not extending him, so he's going to go to free agency anyway. This kind of makes sense. Trailblazers are going to get off $40 million they can use in the offseason if they decide to. Moses Moody, I think it's going to be kind of in a similar situation. Yeah, so team option. So you're basically like $47 million you're getting off for the for free agency. You're going to have some cap space there. And then you're getting picks out of it. Now, as the Warriors, this is definitely we're making the most of what we've got left of Steph, which is what a lot of people have been wanting them to do anyway. And losing 2 games, I think, is crazy. I think Klay Thompson's getting a little overvalued, even with his kind of subtle resurgence. This, I don't know, is something that the Warriors would do. And not because these players are bad, and not because they don't necessarily want to move off Klay Thompson. But typically when we've seen the Warriors be bad, they don't try to right the ship in the middle of the year. Minor adjustments on the fringes, sure, but they don't typically, in season, do something to try to salvage. They usually try to make the next season better, right? And giving away these picks isn't necessarily something that is great for them. Of course, you're going to put picks in for these guys, right? And you do have these guys, I mean, you have Jermi Grant for a while. So he could be kind of another staple moving forward. But then again, who do you like? Does he help the transition from Steph to whoever, right? Assuming Steph doesn't sign like a shorter contract after this one. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. We don't really know. But like, is this going to work with Pods? Probably. I mean, Jermi Grant's not a hard player to play with. This is, like I said, fixing them mid-season, whereas I think they would be sending out pieces to try to get picks back, or to get players that maybe they see have high upsides for next season. And as someone that, also Wayno Potato here, is someone that can enjoy a really complicated trade, I kind of like this. This literally does the exact opposite of what I just said the other one had a problem with. Or it does the same thing. So kind of call me a hypocrite on this, but this one's really interesting to me. So you're still getting Jermi Grant, which, once again, not a bad acquisition. But you're getting Steph Curry's brother. You're getting Seth Curry back, reuniting the Curry brothers at the end of their careers, probably. And that's kind of cool. Like, this is much more of a sentimental, this is not helping them this season. But I do think, moving forward, that could work, right? Seth Curry coming off the bench as a shooter. He's been good pretty much everywhere he's gone for that, and probably wouldn't change here. Jermi Grant's good. Once again, still not setting yourself up for the future. One of those things the Warriors typically do, but kind of as an aside, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, they don't have a lot of Steph Curry left, so they may not be able to do that, right? You may try to salvage this season to try to get the next couple to also be good as well. Like, you don't want to waste a year of the last 2 or 3 you have with Steph. But the Knicks get in the market as well and get Malcolm Brogdon. They wanted another guard to play alongside Jalen Brunson. There you go. A little different than what I was thinking, but sure, why not? A little bit more expensive than that of DeJounte Murray, but maybe the Hawks end up not selling, which would be kind of wild, but maybe they don't. The Trailblazers not getting back a real player here is oddly enough kind of making them the winner of this trade, in my opinion. They're getting off effectively what is the same equivalent amount of Klay Thompson's contract with all these players. Team option, player option, team option, expiring. So you have like $40 million you're getting off of here, and that's pretty solid. Like, it gives you quite a bit of cap space to play with. You're getting picks back. Now, these protections obviously are going to probably push these further down the line, but still. And then the Mavs getting in on the deal and getting Andrew Wiggins and this guy, whose name I'm not familiar with, but something they definitely need. Even if he's not a great player, and let's go ahead and click on him, because now I feel bad that I've said I don't know who he is. Moses Brown, there we go. Undrafted center, 7'2". Let's go. Let's get some 7-footers on the Mavs, I guess. But you get a big wing, or not big wing, a big center, another big body to put up there with Derek Lively, and you get another wing. Like, you're not really getting rid of anything outside of a 2026 pick, which you've lottery protected. You're probably not going to be that bad in 26, but who knows? And getting rid of Seth Curry. And Monte Morris. So you're not really getting rid of like a ton of stuff here. You're getting back some upside and another big body that, if you don't end up playing, is expiring anyway. Now, the Wiggins trade to the Mavericks, I'll talk about more in a different video. I don't know about this. And it's not because I don't think Andrew Wiggins can't be good again. I just don't know that he does a lot for you with Luka and Kyrie, and at this point also still having Tim Hardaway Jr. I forgot his name for a second. Oh no. Yeah, I just don't know about this. The Trailblazers win this hands down, just getting off all that money. And yeah, they got rid of their guys, but if they're gonna focus on their young core, that's probably a good idea anyway. A lot of people, oddly enough, like, don't talk about Malcolm Brogdon enough. Same deal with Jermi Grant. Like, they get brought up in trade ideas, but like, you want to talk about a team that might be considering like just hard selling. The Trailblazers are a good one to look at. And yeah, I mean, once again, Wayno Potato here doesn't like really taking stock on that Steph situation of like, they don't have a lot of time, they got to make a move. I really like this purely for sentimental reasons of getting the Curry brothers together. I don't know that this makes the Warriors drastically better. Like, Jermi Grant is a good player, and it does make them better in that aspect. But looking kind of what their construction is going to look like, you have possibly Chris Paul when he's not injured, Steph Curry, got rid of Andrew Wiggins, so you're going to have Klay Thompson, Jermi Grant, and then probably keeping the small ball 5 situation, and putting Draymond next, or Kevon Looney, depending on, I guess, if you need a little size. This doesn't, like, it makes them better. It maybe puts them in the play-in contention, but it does not jump multiple teams in my books. But I do think this is an interesting 4-team trade. I think the Warriors think they're getting something good. The Knicks think they're getting something good. The Mavs kind of look to next year, but are also getting someone they might be able to use this year in spot minutes. And the Trailblazers are getting picks and off a lot of money. So, not the worst deal in the world. But let me know what you think. Are these 2 trades by Wayno Potato? Totally inadvertent, didn't even realize that. Are they good? Are they bad? Am I crazy for even putting these out there? Let me know what you think the Warriors should do. And, well, of course, I'll see you tomorrow.